දෙවන මටය ගරු රවි කරුණානායක මහතා කර්මාන්තා වාණිජ
කතානායකතුමනි
කටයුතු ඇමතුමා
මම
ඇසුරු.
පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය අහනවා.
කවුද? මමද?
තුෂාර්.
ඔතුමාට ටේබල් කරන්නද?
උත්තර දෙන්න ඇමතුමා. Read it out. I don't think it's long.
The ISFTA was signed on 28th December 1998 and entered into force on 1st March 2000. A table, you can see it. Huh? Yeah. Number 3, the government of Sri Lanka and India had agreed to negotiate the CEPA with the objective of further enhancing the economic relations between the two countries. The CEPA encompasses trading in goods, services and investments. The existing ISFTA will become the goods chapter of the CEPA with further improvements. Until 2008, there were 13 rounds of negotiation held on the proposed CEPA. During these negotiations, the two countries agreed to take into account asymmetries of the two economies in all elements of negotiations and progressive and sequencing of liberalization. 4. The government has initiated a wide consultation process with the stakeholders on CEPA. The negotiations on certain sections of CEPA have not been concluded as yet. The decision on CEPA will be made after consultation with the stakeholders and once negotiations are concluded. Number 5. The negotiations on certain sectors of CEPA have not been concluded. The decision on signing will be made once the stakeholder consultations and negotiations are concluded. 6. Answer. Negotiations with India on CEPA are conducted at Commerce Secretary level and technical level discussions are conducted at Director General level. Representatives from all the relevant agencies such as the Department of Commerce, Board of Investment Sri Lanka, Customs, Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Ministry of Finance and Planning, Ministry of External Affairs, Sri Lanka Export Development Board, Sri Lanka Tea Board, Attorney General's Department, Department of Fisheries, Department of Animal Production and Health, Department of Inland Revenue, Department of Ayurveda and Institute of Policy Studies are included in the negotiation team. Names of such representatives will be recommended by the respective heads of agencies. B. Does not arise.
Sir, may I ask you 3 questions, and the first one being the stakeholders that you mentioned. One of the most critical factors is the chambers are missing in the discussions. Why don't you initiate that the chambers are also brought in, as they are the pivotal point of discussing and acting the benefits that will accrue to the country through the CEPA? So would you bring the chambers also into discussionary stage rather than wait till it's fait accompli on the chambers?
We had a meeting with my ministry. Dr. Jayasundar also participated. All the chambers representative participated. Now, further in future also we will summon all the chambers and we will get their views.
Yes, I know you're trying to do your very best. My second question is that the free trade agreement with India, this was with a lot of vigor that was initiated and it was pushed forward. Unfortunately, the exports out of Sri Lanka into India is fastly reducing, and the imports out of India into Sri Lanka, that the exports from India, is greatly increasing. So the parity has gone back to 1:10, which was what in 2000 when we inherited the government at that moment. Would you, as active minister, try to change this where we'll export more and import less so that the balance of payments advantage would be to Sri Lanka?
We are working on, Honourable Member.
The third one, Honourable Minister, I'm sure with your keenness, is the government as keen as you are to ensure that the SEPA is concluded? Because before an Indian
Thank you.
delegation comes, the SEPA comes into discussion. After they go back, it gets back into the back burner. So if by chance the government is interested in doing more business with India, protecting our domestic industry, why can't you decide whether the SEPA is good, bad, or is going forward or not, Honourable Minister?
Okay. Okay, thank you.